Competitive Pokemon is all about synergy. Incineroar clicks Knockoff as Amoonguss clicks Spore. Incineroar clicks Fake Out as Urshifu clicks Surging Strikes. Incineroar clicks Hyper Beam as Farigiraf clicks Roar. But what if your Incineroar didn't know what its partner was about to do? And what if global VGC superstar MoxieBoosted was forced to use this stupid-looking eel? In America's newest Pokemon Draft League, coordination and calculus have been replaced by chaos and confusion. Welcome to the first ever multi-battle draft tournament. In a multi-battle, each trainer only controls one of the 4 Pokemon on the field. It is essentially VGC, doubles, but you have a teammate. That sounds nice in theory, until your partner's side population bombs your Archelodon as it switches. Here are the rules for Season 2 of the Dubious Diamond Invitational. There are 16 coaches who each take turns drafting Reg H legal Pokemon to form a team of 6. But wait, why was Dillon, cough, Milwaukee regional finalist, cough, able to draft Regieleki the same round MoxieBoosted chose to draft Electric? Could it be that our coaches simply value these 2 Pokemon as equals? Perhaps. But rounds 2 and 4 of the draft are random draft rounds, where players are assigned a randomly generated Pokemon with a minimum of 380 base stat total. So you could wind up with Glastrier, or you could find yourself fortunate enough to land Swadloon. Non-restricted legendaries are allowed in this tournament only if they are received during a random round, so variance is really high. To make things even more volatile, no one knows who their teammate is. Even now, after the draft, players must draft and team build before being assigned a random teammate who will partner them for the entire tournament. Battles will be uploaded weekly to this channel, starting today, actually. If you wish, you can skip right past my brilliant pre-tournament draft analysis and into the first fight of the tournament. Click that subscribe button so you don't miss a set. And make sure to subscribe to MoxieBoosted's channel as well. He's a great guy, a fantastic creator, and I really appreciate he made the time to participate in and commentate some sets for our tournament. For my first pick of the draft, I took Dragapult. Dragapult has a great typing in Dragon Ghost, and the freedom to ignore Intimidate with access to Clear Body. Depending on how the rest of my team shapes up, I can run an offensive banded set or a more supportive set, possibly with dual screens or Will-O-Wisp. The biggest draw of Dragapult is its speed stat. With the exception of Priority, Dragapult outspeeds all relevant Reg H Pokemon. If I had the very first pick in round 1, I would have taken Dragapult, so I was over the moon to see it fall to 12th overall. Round 2 was a randomized draft round, so I had no say in what gets added to my team. Really, I'm just looking for something usable that can contribute to a defensive core. Many not fully evolved Pokemon can fill useful niches in this type of format. Excuse me? Raging Bolt? With incredible typing, bulk, and the priority move Thunderclap, Raging Bolt is without a doubt the best Pokemon in this tournament. When this Pokemon popped up in our Discord call, every other coach started yelling rigged like we were in a Dug stream. Will my friends ever play with me again if I win my own draft league? Your guess is as good as mine. My team now consists of 2 dragon types, meaning I need to cover for their ice, fairy, and dragon weaknesses. I draft Primarina next for its great typing and bulk. Remember that all Pokemon I draft will never actually be on the field at the same time as one another. So in my mind, the only synergy that matters is the ability for my team to switch in for one another defensively. Up next, I am assigned the randomly generated Pokemon, Morpeko. Could be better, could be worse. With Raging Bolt already a part of the squad, I don't really benefit from additional electric typing or coverage, but Morpeko does have a really interesting support move pool, a useful dark typing, and the surprisingly powerful signature move Aura Wheel. I can't really complain. For my round 5 pick, I am looking for a support Pokemon that can mitigate my team's weaknesses to Ground and Fairy. Enter Corviknight. My philosophy for the draft has been to focus on bulk and defensive synergy. Any other strategy seems too unpredictable to rely on when I don't know what my partner's team will look like. Corviknight completes my team's Dragon Fairy Steel defensive fantasy core while also supplying Tailwind support. If you look at my team, it doesn't really look like it benefits too much from Tailwind on the surface, but remember, this is a multi-battle tournament. I have a hunch that a bulky Tailwind setter with recovery will enable many other compositions in a format like this. In round 6, I pick up Magmar. I am honestly shocked this fellow fell so low. Follow Me is a fantastic support move. The only issue is, what am I redirecting away from? I don't know what Pokemon my teammate will have. I think Follow Me was extremely undervalued in this draft. Most teams will have a setup bomb or glass cannon that thrives with this type of support. The biggest reason one might avoid drafting Follow Me is if you are afraid your opponent will simply start to target down your own side of the field, opting to simply eliminate all of your own Pokemon quickly to engineer a 2v1 against your partner, which will last for the remainder of the battle. But if you look at the bulk on Corviknight, Primarina, and Raging Bolt, this is not a strategy any opponent can successfully use against me, in my opinion. Anyway, that's my team. Hello, it's me, Frolicker VGC, this time from the future. On the day of the tournament, we gave each competitor a randomly generated partner. Pairings are visible on screen now. Live commentary was recorded for most of the tournament, and this first game was commentated by myself and Dillon Kleinvan, Milwaukee Regional Finalist. Hello, it is so good to see everybody. I am Bobby. This is
Dillon.
And we are here for DDI, Dubious Diamond Invitational, Season 2. I don't know if we're on my channel or if we're on MoxieBoosted's channel. We're on somebody's channel. Somebody's watching us somewhere, hopefully. And this is the very first battle that we have going on. So this is a multi-battle tournament. That means that we are going to have, it's going to be doubles. We're going to have 2 Pokemon on either side, but there's going to be 4 players, each of which is only going to be controlling 1 Pokemon, which is pretty wild. Yeah. I don't even know what to make of this, what I'm looking at right now. Dillon, do you have any thoughts going into this first match here?
Well, what's so exciting for me, too, is that the players can't communicate at all. So they're sitting physically next to each other, but you're not allowed to say, hey, go for Tailwind as I go for Earthquake. You have to kind of just feel out the vibes check with your partner and hope that you pass that test. So I'm really excited.
Could you imagine if we have, like, Garchomp, Salamence switches out for Goodra?
Supposed to click Tailwind.
I am so excited. That is what I most want to see in this tournament. I want to see a Mousehold population bomb in our Chaladon as it switches out. Actually, I don't think those are paired, are they?
I don't think they are.
I don't think they are. I don't even know. We just got all the pairings. Dillon and I are together, which we're very happy about. We're going to win the entire thing. Spoiler alert.
Easy.
I guess. Spoiler alert. But if you stay tuned, you're going to see that happen.
Okay.
All right. So I'm interested to see the leads.
I know.
Because we've got the team sheets in front of us, but it's a case of, like, way too much information.
Okay. Baxcalibur Talonflame
that's
against...
a good lead.
Okay.
Vivian Hattery. I mean, these are like actually legit teams.
Yes. I'm a little bit worried because we got Priority Tailwind against...
against Trick Room.
Yeah,
so I think it's going to be...
Rage Powder Trick Room.
Yeah, it's like so much offense is threatened on the Vivillon right now.
Yes.
That like it may be pressured to protect a little bit.
Ooh,
but at the same time, like if they double up on Hatterene, they could just win the game.
Yes.
There's no way you click Tailwind,
Yes.
so it'll be interesting to see.
Well,
Like how in sync are the teams as well.
What is interesting is that Hatterene is Terra Steel, so there is a world in which Hatterene could go for that and have defensive coverage, but like we just saw, I think that going for the Rage Powder is just going to be kind of your safest overall play to get that Trick Room up. But then that leaves us in a spot. What's going to come in? I'm seeing an Ursaluna on the sheet, but that's the Hatterene player, right? So we can't switch that in.
Yeah, it's gonna be like what else is on the Vivillon?
Yes,
okay, so
Alchemy.
Taunt could not have hit the Swords Dance. Makes a lot of sense.
Swords Dance does
Because
make a
they
lot
kind
of
of
sense.
stick that Vivillon on the field. It can't actually switch out.
Yes, and this Vivillon is going to be quite useless with that Trick Room setup. Excalibur is going to end up being slower than it, so it's interesting to see kind of where they're going to go from here.
Because now, now MJ and Ether are gonna have to play defensively a little bit. Let's see like what defensive Terra options they might have. Excalibur's Terra Water, which can let it take hits neutrally. And that's really interesting. Chris is looking to switch out into a. Oh, wait, is this? Okay, sorry. I saw the Hatterene there.
It's so
I got so confused.
It's so overwhelming.
So it looks like they did really well communicating of just like we're going hard Trick Room
Yes.
this game. Honestly, yeah, the Excalibur is really threatening. I don't think the Hatterene can take it out in one hit. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how much mileage they can get out in these 4 turns.
For sure. And honestly, I mean, Hatterene's not doing a ton offensively here. Dazzling Gleam and Psychic. With the Life Orb, you're going to be hitting decently hard, but the fact that...
I mean, that might OHKO Excalibur, but if it Terras, then it's gonna get you right back.
Yes, for sure. So it'll be very interesting to see. We see the switch coming out.
See the switch coming out.
Into...
Oh yeah, because Vivillon was taunted, so it couldn't continue to Rage Powder, which it might have wanted to do.
Room.
That is pretty strong. And this is Black Glasses Bisharp, I
Yes.
believe, not a Violite. So all-out offense there. That makes a lot of sense.
Water Terra, get around that Dazzling.
So Hatterene does have Steel Terra, but I think with like the Swords Dance boost, Excalibur might just be able to OHKO it in spite of that.
Yes,
but there's no Terra.
Going.
I think K just said, "I want my Hatterene out of here. I want my Trick Room Sweepers in."
Yep. Dazzling Gleam will do decent damage. Yeah, that's about half on both.
Yeah, I mean that's a really valuable chip because Excalibur is such a bulky Pokemon.
Don't forget, now in comes Glastrier for free.
Yeah.
Right. So this is basically what you wanted. Does Talonflame have the ability to protect, or is that just kind of a sitting duck?
Let me see. Talonflame does not have Protect.
Okay.
It's got Taunt, Wisp, Tailwind, Brave Bird. So it went very supportive, but it's definitely wishing it had Protect right now to stall out this Trick Room. Excalibur, I believe, does have Protect. But does Excalibur go for it? I think you have to protect if you're Excalibur, because otherwise I think both your Mons could potentially go down this turn.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what the targeting is. Do you go for the safe target into the Talonflame, or do you go for the riskier one into the backs when it can protect but is offering so much damage?
Yeah, and Bisharp does have those black glasses, so a Lash Out, which would be its strongest move in this position, might knock out Excalibur. It's right at about 50-60%, so it's going to be interesting to see. We're going to see it pan out.
High School Crash. Okay, and that's a boost.
Yep,
we did not see a Protect. I think Excalibur is going to live this. What do you think, Dillon?
So Lash Out's not as powerful. Like, we're used to King Gambit.
Yeah,
right?
it's like 10 base power less, and then less stats.
Ooh,
it's close. Oh, that's not enough, though.
Spear instead of, what was the alternative? Scale Shot?
Scale Shot, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
Scale Shot might have been the play there.
Doing enough. It's going to do about half.
I mean, that is good chip on a super bulky Mon that's now boosted. You needed that chip, but Scale Shot, like... Scale Shot, it looks like by that damage wouldn't have KO'd, but like it might have. It would have been very, very tight.
What's this coming in here?
Meowscarada. Oh, we haven't seen that one in a while.
I'm seeing this Glastrier and I'm thinking to myself, Calyrex Ice Rider with the dark weakness for Sucker Punch, but a completely different Pokemon.
Yeah, the thing is, if Meowscarada does have Sucker Punch, but it is Focus Sash, there's no way it knocks out the super bulky Glastrier from this range. So if Scale Shot had been used there, it might have had a chance, though.
Yes.
So okay, the interesting thing here is, where did they target?
Is this a double up into the Focus Sash Meowscarada? It very well could have been.
Because they don't know where their partner is going to target. They expected the Excalibur to protect, it didn't.
No way.
It went for Swords Dance? What? Oh, they were baiting a Sucker Punch. That's what they were doing.
Oh my
They were
goodness
afraid of a
gracious.
Sucker Punch from Bisharp. They over-predicted
Yeah.
they Swords Dance. That was a crazy turn.
That was a really crazy turn, but here's the thing. What is there? There's at least one more turn to Trick Room, right? I believe this is the final turn. Maybe there's 2 more.
Oh gosh, I'm
How
losing
is
track.
Baxcalibur?
I think there's 2 more?
How is Baxcalibur going to get a hit off in this position? You would need.
I think that Baxcalibur is I don't think it's using that Sword Stance. I think it was trying to bait a Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
But it was already going to be slower in Trick Room than the Bisharp anyway. So I don't know if they gave it a huge amount of thought. There's just so much going on here, and it's hard
One of
to
the
keep
things we
track
haven't
of.
mentioned too is both players bring 3, so there are 6 total Pokemon. So the fact that you're running Trick Room means you need. Ooh, protect. Is it another double protect from Meowscarada, or are we just going to go for Sucker Punch?
Okay, so Meowscarada is targeted. So did the Bisharp go for the Swords Dance boosted Baxcalibur, or did they try and finish off the Meowscarada? Let's see. Oh,
Great
the
double
same
up.
play. That was a great call.
Yeah.
That Baxcalibur was really spooky.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if Baxcalibur hadn't protected, that would have been a huge swing. Because you get that attack off.
Yep.
Then you get to protect,
Absolutely.
stall out Trick Room.
Yes.
And you're just in a fantastic spot from there.
Ooh,
that's the big threat.
Blood Moon coming in.
That's the big threat, isn't it?
That is absolutely the big threat.
So the thing is, Hatterene is down. So this is the last turn of Trick Room for the rest of the game.
Yes.
And the big question is, did did Kay and Chris make enough progress in this Trick Room to win from here? Is kind of the big question. I think I might say the answer is yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's the fact that you have Sucker Punch onto this Baxcalibur. Or honestly, you don't even need to go for a turn. Terra Dark Sucker Punch. Are we looking for...
Oh, I think they're trying to kill the Ursaluna.
Are we going to ignore Baxcalibur?
That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. I mean, yeah, if
Bruh.
Baxcalibur finally attacked, it's actually like
Okay.
in a pretty good spot. Ursaluna did not protect.
It didn't.
I guess the question is, did they double up into it? They'll need to have doubled up into it to get the kill. Oh, we see another Terra.
Yeah, we
How
do.
many Terras have we seen this game? 3?
We have seen 3, yes. The only person that can still Terra is
I think
Kay.
Kay. Kay can
has
still
not
Terra.
Terra'd yet. This Ursaluna could... assuming this normal Terra means...
Okay. So Ursaluna's taking damage. There's no protect.
No
So we
protect.
could see an attack from Baxcalibur here. Is this enough? Does it have it has a chilling Neighbor. It's crazy. That's Sword Dance again. But the thing is, they're just slower and they could just attack. Oh, wait. The Ursaluna's slower than the Glastrier?
Maybe Trick Room is over already. Let's
Okay,
see if the
I think
future-
that... Oh, no,
we
you're
may
right.
have missed.
You're right. I think Trick Room ended and I was confused. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
Wow. The mind games with this Baxcalibur, the fact that it's at +6,
It's at
and it
+6
might
right
not
now.
even get a hit off.
I mean, the thing is, it can protect here. If the Bisharp goes down, like the Baxcalibur is like just gonna
Yes,
go
the Baxcalibur
absolutely
will
nuts.
run away with this game. If Baxcalibur can eat... I think Icicle Crash into Goodra will knock it out. It's a bulky Pokemon, but this is +6 Baxcalibur.
Yeah,
Neutral
absolutely,
hit.
it goes down.
So finally the Sucker Punch going into that slot.
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna
think you
see-
have to.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, what can the Ursaluna do here? A lot. The Ursaluna can do a ton of damage in both slots.
It can. It
But I mean,
definitely
both sides are afraid of Sucker Punch. If Ursaluna goes down, that means Ethan has lost every single Pokemon, and it's a 2-on-1 for the rest of the game.
That is
Which
just
is
hilarious.
insane.
That is hilarious. Okay, Fairy Terra from the Goodra means that you're afraid of something like that Earth Power coming out of the Ursaluna
From
blood.
Earth Power, I mean, potentially you could catch a Scale Shot too
Yes, you
if
could. There's the
Baxcalibur gets a
protect.
little careless.
I just
Okay.
don't think Hyper Voice is going to knock out Bisharp. We'll see. Ooh,
Oh,
double
they were
protect.
both afraid of Sucker Punch.
They were both afraid.
They were
of
both
Sucker
afraid
Punch.
of it.
And there's not being able to talk to your teammate, right?
Yep.
It-
It's like you want one to you have to make a call there. One protects, one attacks, but you don't know what your partner's going to do. So it puts you in an impossible situation.
Exactly. I will say, Blood Moon is back online. And I would assume Terra Normal Blood Moon with that Life Orb could knock out either slot. Goodra's bulky,
It won't knock out Goodra.
but it will take the Bisharp.
It'll be close.
So
it
if
would
you,
take the Bishop.
If you could do something like a double protect on Baxcalibur into taking out this Bisharp finally, getting rid of that Sucker Punch pressure, I could see a
It's
world where
such an
Baxcalibur
awkward
could use it.
situation.
No,
It's such an awkward situation for the Baxcalibur Blood Moon
and
here.
it would be so different if Baxcalibur had something like Ice Shard, where it could
Yeah.
outspeed and get a move off.
Yeah,
at least.
that would really change the dynamics of the game entirely, because that could probably take out the Bisharp from this range.
Yeah. Ooh, there's
Sucker Punch, something's going down here, I think.
Into
Baxcalibur. Did
Full
not.
boosts.
I think only got one attack off in the game. I mean, it distracted a lot, but it just meant that there was a lot asked of Ethan's side of the field. Blood Moon Ursaluna will get an attack. It is Blood Moon. Who is this going into?
Okay, this will take a KO.
It'll take a KO. So now I think it is 3 on the side of Chris and Kay against how many on the side? Or sorry, no, 3 on the side of MJ Ethan, and then I think Chris and Kay have.
Chris has lost 2. Kay has lost 2. Right, because Hatterene went down, Glastrier went down.
Oh dang!
So it's
this
2 alive against.
I think it's 2. I think it's 2 against 2.
It's 2 against 2 total. Yes.
But the 2 on the side of.
There's 3.
The 2 on the side of
Vivian never died.
Oh, Vivian never died.
They switched out.
Yeah, and MJ and Ethan, they have 2 Mons, but they're both MJ's Pokemon. That means Ethan does not get to send out a Pokemon here. Also, we didn't acknowledge it, but it was really cool. We just saw 4 terrestrialized Pokemon on the field at the same time.
That was very, very cool. I am not sure if Abomasnow is the Pokemon you need to pull this one back.
I mean, Blizzard freezes,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
Let's see what does this Abomasnow have. It's got an Aura Veil, Light Clay. I don't know if that's going to help you here.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, you need
freezes.
Okay, I will say, very bulky. If you can get a freeze here onto the Goodra, maybe we are in business.
I'm checking does the Goodra's an Iron Defense set, right? Or
yeah,
is Shelter?
Shelter, Body Press, Knockoff, Life Dew. So
Knockoff's
there is nothing like a Heavy Slam. Not that would be as effective because Abomasnow is quite
You just need a Body Press here. I mean, I think
Hurricane connects, it's 100% over. Okay.
because I'm assuming that's Friend Guard on Vivian.
On Vivian, Compound Eyes. So that's a Compound Eyes
that was
Hurricane
pretty
missing.
likely to hit.
Yeah, that's over 90%.
It makes a lot of sense
and he
to.
freezes.
We'll see. We'll see. MJ needs a freeze to stay in it. Nope.
Nothing.
No freeze.
That should be a wrap.
I think so. Because I think we saw that the Goodra was faster.
Gudra is outspeeded.
And so that's just. Well, actually, I mean, MJ does have another Mon.
Okay.
But I think.
What's coming in here?
I think this one's done. Differential is a factor as well.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. This will eat the body press pretty
It will
easily.
eat the body press. Gudra basically can't touch this thing. Hurricane's going to do a good amount to it, though. That's the issue. Yeah. Offensive Vivian.
That's why we do not see Grand Bowl.
Oh, yeah. And I think it had like 45 base speed, too, so it wasn't going to outspeed anything.
Yeah, what's its moveset even? Grand Bowl.
Sorry. I've got the Grand Bowl.
Play
over
rough,
here.
close combat, taunt, protect.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I think the big issue was like Grand Bull would have wanted to come out during Trick Room because it's only got base 45 speed. It's got Intimidate.
Yes.
But because Kay and Chris were pairing Defiant King Gambit next to
Absolutely.
next to the like Glastrier that was getting boosts, there was just no opportunity for it to come in. And that is going to be the first game of DDI2. Congratulations to Chris and Kay.
Taking the win.
Oh, do we have their team name? They've got a team name somewhere. Well, maybe we'll flash it on the screen here. But congratulations. And yeah, that's a wrap for this game 1.
Here's to many more. GG.
All right. So here we have a match between who's playing Riley and Charpie versus
Marcos and Mitch.
All right.
What do we got on these teams?
Riley's got a lot of interesting random mons. He got War Turtle and Ambipom, I think.
Ooh, those are interesting. I was actually looking over Blastoise's kit not too long ago. You get Fake Out and Yawn, so like it's a pretty good supportive kit. And then you put the Eviolite on Wartortle. Is that what is it the set?
Yeah, it's Eviolite, Rain Dish, Life Dew. No
attacking moves. That's bold.
That's interesting.
That's always a bold choice. We'll see if it pays off. I would love to copy it's got the choice scarf, so you don't want to copy the slower mons. If you copy the Typhlosion, it's a speed tie. I'd love to copy that Skeledirge.
What's the Typhlosion's item?
Also choice scarf. I believe you got that one.
Oh, I do have it. Okay. Okay, so what's interesting is that if Typhlosion locks into Eruption and then Ditto copies, he could go for Shadow Ball.
Yeah.
And Typhlosion would probably go down to that.
Absolutely.
Alright, we're getting started here.
Alright. What are we locking into?
got
We've got nicknames.
Klefki
Fluffy
and
Staraptor.
Raptor versus Wartortle and Wigglytuff.
Interesting. These are not mons you see often.
Oh wow, I didn't see this. This Wigglytuff says Nasty Plot, Draining Kiss, Stockpile, Baton Pass.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and it's getting a competitive boost right now from the Staraptor's Intimidate.
So it's immediately +2.
It's immediately +2. Charpie could just baton pass that right into the Typhlosion. Wigglytuff has a pretty good HP stat, absolutely. Really where it falls short is in its defenses, but Final Gambit's not taking the defenses into account.
Also a Citrus Berry, so Wigglytuff lives, it's gonna get a decent chunk back.
Yeah.
Let's see, oh, Terra's right away to Ghost.
Ghost.
Probably to avoid the Fake Out.
Absolutely.
Let's see. That Fake Out comes out into Terra Ghost.
Called it, but that's burning your Terra on turn 1. It's a big commitment.
Get the light
Even if you get
up.
the turn right. Brave
Marcos goes for
Bird
Brave Bird. Is that
into the Wigglytuff.
Wow.
Not even half.
Wow.
That Wigglytuff takes that like a champ.
Immediately baton passes. Is this to
We'll find out in a moment. I bet it's to that Typhlosion.
the Quack?
We don't have nicknames. No!
Oh!
Into the Porygon with a special attack download. That's a +3 Porygon 2. So what are its attacking moves?
So Porygon 2, it's Terra Fighting with Eviolite, Terra Blast, Ice Beam, Recover, and Trick Room. So he's probably looking for Ice Beam here. I wouldn't imagine he wants to Terra Fighting into a Brave Bird.
No, but I think that puts them in such a good position. That thing's so bulky and with +3 attack, so powerful.
So Marcus decides to switch out the Staraptor here into
Into Hariyama.
That's interesting. Okay, let's see how much this does. Yawn. I like that Yawn.
That's a really good... Oh no, but we're about to trigger a Flame Orb.
Ooh.
That Yawn's not going to take effect once the Hariyama burns itself.
It's a good play by Marcos.
Absolutely.
And just like that, he's right back in it. Let's see. So what's the Hariyama got?
The Hariyama's Fake Out, Close Combat, Knockoff, Wide Guard.
Interesting. So
It's threatening some damage into the Porygon for sure. We'll have to see if it baits the Terra.
it's Riley. If I'm Riley,
Yeah.
I'm considering swapping out the Wartortle here. I feel like it's not really doing much at this moment.
No.
You can put the other slot to sleep if you want. But Pelipper comes out here. I'm guessing this is Yawn into the Pelipper slot.
It would make sense. We know there's no switch, and the Porygon's going for the Terra.
Okay, I could see maybe a Helping Hand fighting Terra Blast here into the Klefki spot, but it could also be into Hariyama.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the Hariyama's good to target down right now. Life Dew, just keep things healthy. That makes a lot of sense.
All right, but now the Pelipper threatening the Hurricane, and I don't think P2 is gonna have enough power to, even at +3 with Ice Beam, to KO the Pelipper in one shot.
I don't know about that. Pelipper's special defense is not great, and it's holding the Damp Rock, so it could get O-Code here.
Oof. And the knockoff comes out. Eviolite's gone, so I think a Hurricane probably just knocks out the P2 here. It could be close. The Ice Beam comes out, and
Ice Beam, this is a +3 Ice Beam with the crit. I guess we'll never know if the +3 was enough on its own, but crit'll do it for sure.
That's brutal. I wish they would check how many turns of Trick Room's left. I haven't been keeping track, but I gotta guess 3?
Yeah, we're going into turn 4 right now, I believe, and it went up on turn 2.
Okay, then I believe, is that
2 more turns, I think.
2 more turns, okay. So if I'm Marcos and I'm Mitch, I would be trying to stall this Trick Room out. I assume that Basculegion might be in the back because they did bring Pelipper.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
The
Close
close-
Combat just takes it out. Oh, because of the burn, because of the
With the burn, Guts
Guts
boost,
boost.
and after knocking off the Eviolite, that's huge.
wow, and that's Terra gone on Charpie's side. Goes for Life Dew. I feel like the Wartortle might want to come out here to reset the Fake Out pressure.
I think so too.
Oh, but Rain Dish is really nice. It does get to recover a little bit of health every turn, but remember, it's not a... Oh, wait.
Not a single attacking move.
Not a single attacking move. It is Eviolite, so they double Eviolite there, but Marcos can just knock Eviolite off, and Wartortle is...
Yeah.
not going to be doing much after that.
No. Wigglytuff's coming back out. Yeah, this
I
feels
would-
like a tight spot. Charpie and Riley feel like they've got a really passive board right now.
I feel like I would Life Dew here, maybe to try and keep Wigglytuff up. I don't know how slow it is, so I assume it's probably going to get undersped in Trick Room, so Hariyama's going to go first.
I think so.
And the close combat might pick up here.
Yeah, because it's still got that normal typing for it to be neutral. So I like their position right now. Mitch and Marcos, I think, are Thunderwave coming out. That's nice.
Okay, so this also means that Wartortle is probably going to be slower than all these Pokemon now in Trick Room. And it's paralyzed. Wow!
Para.
Life Dew would have came out there. That might have been just enough for it to live.
Especially with the stockpile,
Wow.
since it's underspeeding this
That's
Hariyama.
unfortunate. Alright, let's see close combat here. Is it enough?
It's
Yeah,
enough.
it's enough. Wow.
That Life Dew could
That's-
have been all the difference.
It's very unfortunate.
Charpie's got one piece left here.
Let's see who we brought. I'm him. Torkoal would be pretty good here.
Torkoal would.
But-
You've got complete weather control if you've got it, but Trick Room's just ending right now.
Oof. Alright, so let's see. So the entire
King Gambit.
King Gambit, oof.
With the Supreme Overlord instead of Defiant.
That's interesting. I don't think Helping Hand Iron Head is going to be enough here to take
don't
out
think it
the
is.
Hariyama. He doesn't have. It's Assault Vest, so you can't click Protect here. Also, Marcos' side has Reflect here,
Yep, it
There
finally
it is.
goes up.
so Charpie's hoping for a crit probably to KO.
Would be some
Flinch.
full
Oh,
flinch.
and
We
he
just
gets
get it.
He gets
We
the
get it
KO.
naturally. KO.
Wow.
And you know what? That's that Supreme Overlord boost, I think.
How many Pokemon are down? Only 2.
Only 2.
So it's a 20% boost.
So that's a 20% boost.
Wow. Arachnid comes out here. I actually really like Charpie's position now. I
Yeah.
think there's really nothing to he's got to be careful with the rain being up, because Arachnid's going to hit really hard here with a
Very
water.
hard.
But King Gambit is pretty physically bulky, so there's a chance he could probably live it. If he doesn't want to, he can consider. I'm not sure how many turns of rain are left, but if there's only one, he can consider protecting here.
Okay, we're pulling back this clef key. So we're seeing Mitch's last piece right now.
Let's see, and it's the Bastion
The Bastion Legion named
Oh,
Marcos. Oh gosh.
that's
So
2 turns
that
in a row.
was-
Sucker Punch comes out
Because it was
Wow.
going to go before, that was a Helping Hand boost that you lost.
And
Oh my god!
another crit.
Another crit in the rain with the water bubble boost. That's the name of the ability, right? Water
Yeah,
bubble.
it's water bubble.
Giving ×2 to the water attacks. 1.5 boost in rain and a crit.
Light screen goes down here, but it's looking like Riley's running out of options. He still hasn't switched out this Wartortle.
Yep.
We don't know where the last 2 Pokemon are, but Marcos and Mitch can just double up and probably KO it here.
I think so.
Terrible.
These are even these ineffective attacks in the rain are going to do a lot of damage.
Let's see. He might be able to get a yawn off onto I think Marcos still has a Pokemon on the back besides the Arachnid.
What was Marcos's first Pokemon that came out? Yes, Marcos still has the Staraptor in the back.
Okay, that could be key here. Wartortle probably goes down.
Yep. So we're gonna see Riley's last few pieces, but this is not only a 2v1 on the field, but Gliscor coming out in the rain.
Oof. Hey, it's shiny though.
It's a shiny Gliscor. It looks nice, but it's not gonna last long.
So what's the Terra? I don't think it matters much. I think
I don't
this
think so.
This is the last turn of rain here. It's Terra Water, so it actually can resist those hard-hitting water moves, but I think that Bastion Legion has last respects.
It has Phantom Force.
It also,
it does. It has
also
both.
does
You are
have last
correct.
respects. So that's, I think, a 150 base power move at this point. How many? I think there's 3 Pokemon that are gone, or maybe 2.
I don't know if it counts for your partner's side.
I don't know either. I
don't think we ever figured that out.
I thought it did in doubles. But again, that's if you're playing by yourself.
Right, exactly. So it's either 100 base power if it's just Mitch's Pelipper that's down, or 150 if it's counting Marcos's Hariyama as well. Either way, that's a lot of damage.
So Arachnid actually switches out here.
Okay. Now I'm thinking if you're Riley, your out here is to try and turn it into a 2v1 or a 1v1, sorry, against Marcos. I think you're trying to take out Mitch's Pokemon because that Klefki comes out and it's a little too passive.
That's true. But the who switched to him? The
Staraptor came in.
So it does have Intimidate, and because because Riley opted for the Poison Heal, he does not have Hyper Cutter to avoid that damage drop, but he does get the critical hit on just Staraptor.
But it's not quite enough, so we're gonna see how much this last Respects does. That is so much damage.
That is a lot of damage.
And I think that pretty much is the nail in the coffin. Seeing that that's a definite 2-hit KO.
One Pokemon Orb you have in the back.
Yeah. We're still playing as best we can. We're going to maximize that Poison Heal, see if that can save us potentially. I was wondering if you predict the Protect there and just lock into the Phantom Force, but... and that way you can't... Because we saw the Gliscor's outspeeding, and that way the Basculegion's not under threat on the next turn.
I just don't think the damage is there to really pick it up.
No.
With the Phantom Force, I think, because it doesn't have the last Respects boosts. Because even if it's just one boost from one of your Pokemon being down, it's still 100. I think that's more than Phantom Force.
I believe Phantom Force is 90.
90, yeah. The Dual Wing Beat comes out here, whoa.
Even the super effective into Araquanid is not that much damage. Now this is the -1, but still. So Marcos is just playing this safe, getting the Intimidate back. To threaten that onto whatever Riley's last Pokemon is. Now we've seen this in the team since we are watching this from Riley's perspective, and it is the Rotom. Now that's an interesting Pokemon to end on.
I think with how many water types are on the field, I feel like this might have been really useful to bring out at an earlier point in the game. I feel like you resist the Pelipper's moves, you could have switched out Wartortle. You don't resist Hariyama. But I think Hariyama's not really worried about a Wartortle with no attacks.
No.
So I think it could have been worth considering switching in Rotom at an earlier point in the game, so you can get a Fake Out back. This last Respect's going to do a lot of damage. Yep.
Oh, yeah. What's the item on that?
It's Citrus Berry.
There it is.
So it's going to get some health back here, but I think the Araquanid, I think it's going to have Leech Life?
So we're seeing that Basculegion finally go down.
I think, what's
got Leech Life on that Araquanid. We do, yeah. Okay. Liquidation, Leech Life, Crunch, Poison Jab. Oh, this is a Choice Band Araquanid. I didn't even notice.
Okay, so he just goes for the Liquidation. Still does a ton of damage.
Yeah.
But at this point, the writing's on the wall. Game's over. I mean, I think Klefki can just attack and it'll probably KO.
It definitely can. Even if it didn't,
Riley can.
It's gonna live long enough.
Riley can protect, but it's not really gonna do much.
And there's still that Staraptor in the back. And we've seen a game go to timer already. No, but you lose on timer.
Yeah, you'll lose on timer. It's a one Pokemon with 24 HP versus.
You never know. You never know when your opponent's timer is gonna run out.
Your opponent might just target their own Pokemon just to mess around. So maybe you played your outs.
Misplays are outs, but I don't think we're gonna see one.
Alright, when it goes down here, but I think with a final Dazzling Gleam, this is probably over.
There it is. Alright.
Marcos and Mitch take the dub.
They do. That was a great game. Really a lot of back and forth there.
Oh yeah, I understand kind of why they didn't want to bring the Typhlosion. I feel like with the Pelipper, there was just a lot of ways they could stop it.
Definitely.
With Trick Room and with Pelipper Rain.
Yeah.
I think Marcos and Mitch really played that well together.
They did, absolutely.